Come on, hurry up. Alright, run it up. Post that. I know I follow you on YouTube. I know you subscribe to me also. I remember that. All right, fellas, we live for the first official Romo League. Basically, weekly updates and coach interview. I'm gonna first quickly go into standings, and actually, no. Before I go into standings, I'm gonna do last week play of the weeks. Then I'm gonna go into standings, and then we're gonna do our only live coach interview that we have for the very first segment of Romo League, and it's gonna be thank you to Titans. When we get to them, I'm gonna let you guys know. But let's kick it off this way and dive straight into the weekly awards. Give us a second. Our media team is getting notifying us of some things, so give us a second. We won't quickly have the media team take care of that. Alrighty, let's go. Alright, so let's dive deep into it. Let's go straight into the weekly awards. So we're gonna go straight right here into last week's awards. We're gonna see who won the last week awards. So on the NFC side, it's like the People's Champ won the NFC Offensive Player Award, NFC Offensive Player of the Week with Randall Cobb, 6 reception for 269 yards and 3 receiving TDs on an average of 44 and 44 yards, .8 receiving yards average. That's crazy that he almost hit 300 yards on 6 receptions. He was just taking the top off the defense. On the AFC side, you have Jacoby Brissett going on for 38-36, 500 passing yards, 4 passing TDs on 1 pick, 1 sack, 2 carries for 9 rushing yards. Jacoby's continuing his growth from a developmental QB to a maybe franchise caliber player. Congrats to Jacoby and myself, because I'm the owner for that, of Jacoby. Then we're going to move on into the NFC side of things. We have Hamilton, who was traded from the Raiders to the Lions, and he paid off the new owner with 9 tackles, 2 picks, and a TD, winning NFC Defensive Player of the week. We're going to go into Khalil Mack of the for AFC Defensive Player of the Week with 5 tackles, 5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. Mack attack is just a beast mode. Gets it done. Crazy with 5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Wow, could he be blocked? We'll see when playoff time comes. Moving on, fellas, we're going to be going straight into the yearly awards. All right, so as of right now, Keith Marshall is leading the MVP race, followed by Ezekiel Elliott, followed by Nick Perry, followed by Boros, Derek Carr. Those are your top 5 players that's leading the MVP race. We can go into Marcus Murray, Matt Ryan, Justin Forsett, Khalil Mack, and Le'Veon Bell. But we're going to keep it at the top 5 in every category. So moving on into Coach of the Year, our top 5 Coach of the Year so far. We have Mike McCarthy leading with an 11-1 record. Even though Dubs is undefeated, with him being in the league the last 3 years, proven they just do what they do. It looks like the fans are just not voting, and his peers are just not voting for him for Coach of the Year. Who knows? Is it they just used to him winning that they want to give it to Mike McCarthy? We don't know what's going on there, but they're undefeated and they're in 2nd place right now in the rankings. We move on to Morris Miles. He's not prominent to this position as well. He's been here before for the AFC side. He's right now in 3rd place, taking the backseat burner to the leading AFC Titans. In 4th place, we have Dan Quinn at an 8-3 record. Once again, some of you might say, well, why when there's other coaches under him who better records? Like it's their peers that vote for them, and that's how it goes. So Dan Quinn's very popular with his players, and he's very popular in the community, so that boosted him to number 4. Then at number 5, we have Jason Garrett, who, as some could say, is a game manager of a coach, but stats don't lie. Zeke has been blowing out the league in rushing yards. The defense is always playing great. He deserved where he's at. Congrats to Jason Garrett with leading at number 5 at a 9-2 record. So we're gonna dive in straight into the AFC side. Offensive Player of the Year right now is leaded by JT Barrows, the rookie running back from last year, who's continuing his growth into the league in year 2 and trying to keep up with Zeke and Keith Marshall and the rest of those crazy running backs in the NFL. And he's doing a fine job leading the Offensive Player of the Year, followed by Amari Cooper. Now, we all know Cooper has been unstoppable since year 1, and he continues his growth on year 2, being number 2 in the offensive player on the AFC side. Derek Carter, quarterback, throwing it to Cooper, is sitting nicely at number 3. We have Le'Veon Bell finishing at number 4. Bell, we all know he's one of the best all-around running backs in the game. He's continuing his place and showing that, being 4th in the front. And we have Marcus Mariota. Now, this guy has been growing year after year, and he's taken a leap on his game this year since he's made it to the AFC Championship game, and he's still growing, and that's why we see him here at number 5, and also with that 99 overall rating. Good job to your coaches and you players. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year awards, who's leading so far, we have the Mac Attack. We're just talking about him. Could this guy be blocked? Who knows? He finished last week with 5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Wow, that's amazing. Followed by the off-season acquisition. Everybody wanted this guy, but he said, hey, the Titans went to the NFC title game last year. I'm going to take my talents to Nashville, and he has been a star in the middle of that defense for the Titans. Finishing in 2nd place right now, and that Titans defense is leading in turnovers. Mosley and the rest of those linebackers are one of the reasons why that's happening. Now we have Coach Miles again with another player leading in the rankings for an award. Coach Miles is known for developing his young players and making them into superstars, as he did with a bunch of his rookies and developed them out. Javonte Dells is no exception. That's why he's 3rd in the rankings here. We're gonna go straight to the Chargers. We're gonna go with Jason Verrett. Verrett has been an underrated corner since he's been in the league, quietly shutting down his side of the field. But because he plays in San Diego, he's not really been getting a lot of attention that he deserves. But the rankings do not lie, and he'll be a Pro Bowl caliber corner, and he keeps his job at number 4 in the rankings. Once again, Coach Miles is here again with another radar. As Coach Miles came into the league, everybody said he has a tendency of developing talent, as well as the coach Coach McCarty for the Titans. And you can see here, based on the rankings, both coaches are keeping to their nature. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we have running back for Justin Forsett Justin from the Raiders. Then we have John Bettis from the Colts. We have Susham from the Chargers, June from the Dolphins, and finishing up in the top 5 with Grant Smallwood from the Texans. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year, Bell, like we was talking about him earlier, he's number 3 on the AFC side for Defensive Player of the Year, and he's here leading all the rookies, followed by Segone from the Jaguars, Hoskins from the Colts, Driver from the Patriots, and we finish up from McGarrett from the Chargers. Moving on to Best Quarterback on the AFC side, Derek Carr is holding the lead above Marcus Mariota right now, followed by Andrew Luck. Jacoby's slowly trying to develop himself into a top-tier quarterback, and we rounded off with Suham, the rookie from the Chargers. The top 5 running backs in the AFC right now is Burrow number 1, Bell number 2, Justin number 3, Bettis number 4, and TJ Yeldon right there at the very tip above Lamar Miller, finishing up the top 5 running backs in the AFC. On the NFC side, Cooper keeps his number 1 spot again. Is he going to finish the season as number 1 for the 2nd season in a row? Who knows? Fleming is slowly trying to catch up to him, but the ball in New England is spread around too much. Followed by Cassie from the Beats. This guy is a beast and one to watch from his rookie year to his 2nd year in the league. Then we have I don't know how to pronounce that. I know it's Jacoby. This Dyke, that's a better way to say it. This Dyke from the Titans, and then followed by Antonio Brown. The old man is still getting it done and showing the young guns how it's done. Now we're gonna go into the offensive line of the offensive line players. We have Gabe Jackson leading that way for all those rookies, and Derek Carr and Amari Cooper and Justin and Justin and the rest of that talent on the Raiders team. Followed by the big acquisition 2 years ago, Osmell leading the guard position, just getting it done. And we have Shaq Mason from the Patriots, and we have David DeCosta from the Patriots, and then we rounded off with Joe Thomas, the old man, is still getting it done and getting the job done. Congrats to those top five. Now for the defensive line for the AFC side, we have the Mac Attack continuing his great work. Is he gonna run away with all the awards again? Seems like it could be a trend here for Coach Miles, where the Raiders are just win every award every year. Is this the year somebody like the Beats, who made it to Super Bowl, someone like the coach from the Titans, someone maybe the Texans, maybe the Patriots, are they going to step up and just take these Raiders players out of the awards? Who knows? The Mac Attack is still getting it done. Congrats to him leading the league, leading right now again, followed by Jared Shaw, who was an all-season accusation and had been doing well for the Beats, followed by the rookie driver, who slowly has been coming along the last 2 weeks. Then we have J.J. Watt, that he's still here, he's trying to prove he's still the best defensive lineman in the league. Right off the top five with Marvin Ingram from the Chargers. Moving on to the linebackers. Like I said earlier, and he's bringing his name back up, C.J. Mosley was a big offseason accusation. He had about 9 bids, but he decided to take his talents in Nashville because of the way the coach of the Titans play the defense, and he knows they utilize their linebackers. He felt like that was a perfect fit for him, and he's been proven that the investment at the Nashville Titans made for him has been quite efficient. We move around to Miles Jack, followed by Von Miller, who's still trying to say, hey, look, I'm the best linebacker in the game, and if you haven't seen my Pick Me Up Spotify, look it up on YouTube, you see the video. Rounded up with Tad Castle from the Steelers, and then Brian, the often injured but underperforming Brian Cushing, finished up the top five. Moving on to defensive backs, we have Jason Verrett. I talked about him earlier. This guy does not get the main attention he deserves because he plays for the San Diego Chargers. But week after week, he shuts down his side of the field, and that's why he's leading the defensive backs of the AFC side. Followed by Malcolm Butler, who took a step up this year. Ty Law, who was a rookie who was officially called Forrest Frost or something like that, stepped up for the Patriots and became the key factor, and they gave the key to him, and they kind of moved Malcolm Butler down a little. But Butler this season has just been spectacular. Law had his worst game of the season last week, giving up almost 300 yards to a player, and Butler just been shutting down his side. Followed by Derby, then followed by Bell, the rookie from the Raiders, and then we round up the top five with Marcus Peters from the Chiefs. Now we're going to go into the kickers. Yes, kickers need awards too. Don't want to see anybody laughing. The kickers do make game-winning field goals, or could miss a game-winning field goal. So the kickers need love too, and I see some good kickers on this list. So we have Kowalski leading number 1. We have Robbie Gould from the Colts at number 2. Graham Gino doing his thing for the Titans at number 3. We have Stefan Gostkowski, the old man, still doing his thing. Could this be the last season in New England? That's for the offseason. Keep following. Now we have Josh Lambo leading up the top 5. Now we're going to be taking this and moving on to the NFC side. So for NFC side, Keith Marshall, the leading MVP candidate, is number 1 offensive player of the year so far in NFC, followed by Ezekiel Elliott. Then we have Mighty to the Ice, Boston College, Ryan, leading at number 3. We have Russell Smooth, but so Wilson, leading at number 4. Teddy Bridgewater, my leg got hurt, but I'm still the bridge that divides the water, at number 5. Then we're going to Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC side. We have Nick Perry continuing to get it done. The big acquisition last year from the Cowboys at Ogbaya continued to get it done, number 2. We have that rookie class from a year before, Bentley, getting it done for the Packers at number 3. As you can see here, the Packers are just rounding off this list. It's spectacularly crazy. We have HaHa next at number 5. Zach Brown finished up in the top 5. Moving on to offensive rookie, we have Riley Bain from the Vikings. We have Dockett from the Saints, Wolf from the Seahawks, Sylvester from the Eagles, and Fassett from the Seahawks. the defensive rookies of the year leading candidates right now. We have McKinney, we have Poole, we have Olsen from the Rams, we have Foreman from the Rams, and then filling up for Hundley. Looks like the Rams are developing something there. So look out for the Rams, and by next year, these rookies are going to be something. Best quarterback in the NFC side, we have Mighty Ice continuing to keep his top spot as the best quarterback in the NFC. Hundley still trying to say, since he took over Aaron Rodgers' position, he's the best quarterback in the NFC. We'll see. We have Carson Wentz, who took a dip from last year's production, but he's still right there in the top 3. Teddy Bridgewater, number 4. Then we finish up with Dak Prescott, who took over for Tony Romo late into last season at number 5. Running backs, Marshall, they leading MVP right now. They're still leading. Zeke the Freak, man, that boy is a freak. As we've seen the records he broke last year, Marshall looks like he's gonna smack those records this year. Then we go to Abdullah from the Giants. We have Sims, the 1-year pro from the Eagles. Todd Gurley finishing up in the top 5. Wide receivers, you have Mike Unstoppable Evans leading the way with the Bucks. Odell, play me if you want, but I'll still one-hand catch on you. Beckham, number 2. Randall, I'm taking the top off because you think I'm not as fast. Cobb leading number 3. We have, he isn't even really need to speak, Julio Caesar. Jones just does his thing at number 4. And then AJ Bethlehem Green at number 5. Offensive line, obviously, we know what Dallas is built on. Zach Martin leads the way. Tyron Smith 2nd. Frederick 3rd, Lang from the Packers, and Lindsley, who has been a rising star since he became a starter, is going to finish up the top 5. We're going to move on to defensive players, defensive linemen for the NFC side. We have Ogobeya leading the way, Everson Griffin, number 2, Robert Namdekweech at number 3. We have Sharif Floyd at number 4, and then Demarcus Lawrence running up the top 5. Linebackers, NFC side, Nick Perry's leading the way, followed by Bentley. So you have the 2 linebackers from the Packers. Ogletree, like I said, the Rams, as you can see, keep coming up in these awards. The Rams are slowly building their team back. The new owner is going to get them back to rightness. So they're 3-8, but we look forward to watching the Rams play. Followed by number 4, Arthur Brown. He took, he's been bounced back all of the last 3 seasons, from the Ravens to the Bears to the Jets. Now he's sitting at home in the Dome in New Orleans, and he's bringing back and showing basically great things that he could do to the league. And we finish up the top 5 with Anthony Barr. He's been a star since he joined the league. We're going to go to the defensive backs on the NFC side. We have Don't Laugh at Me Now Dix leading the way at DBs. Then you have his counterpart safety at Briss leading the way. You have the young guy Neil, safety from Atlanta, going out there at number 3. We have Darrell Revis switching over to free safety and getting the job done at number 4. And then we finish up with Eli Apple from the Giants. Now the kickers on the NFC, like I said, kickers need love too, so don't laugh, because they do get the job done, whether missing your game-winning field goal or kicking that game-winning field goal. But I digress. Dustin Hopkins is leading the way on the NFC side, followed by Sturgis, then Novak, then Crosby, then Wilbur. All right, so that leads all our awards and our weekly breakdown and our standings. So we're gonna go straight into. Go back to stats. The future coach that we have this week is actually the Titans. So we're going to quickly go to the Titans. I'm going to get our media team up to date. We're going to get the Titans coach on the line and get everything else set. So give us a second. All right, Coach, can you hear us? All right, so let's get this going on right now. All right, Coach. So once again, first of all, congrats to joining the first official Romo Weekly Updates and Coach interview. We thank you for that. How's everything going today? Okay. So we're going to quickly dive into what we see your teams actually accomplish. I'm going to quickly go into your team stats. We see that, offensively, you guys are. Give us a second. Offensively in the AFC side, you guys are in the top four teams. Basically averaging total 4,398 total yards per game. Now that's from passing and rushing. What makes you so efficient at what you do? Okay, okay. All right. So now just as efficient, you're in the top three total defense in the AFC side. Total yards of 3,319, and when it comes to points, you guys are in the top two only so far this year. What makes you so efficient at what you do on defense? Okay, can't hear him. I'll let him know. Okay. Coach, is there any way we could get you to speak a little bit louder? Looks like we're having technical difficulties. Some of our viewers saying they can't officially hear you properly. All right, so viewers who's watching this, give us a second. We have the coach. He's quickly going into it. We're gonna fix. We contacted our people there, and he's doing it at all. You should be able to hear him now, cause I can hear him. So you guys should be able to hear him shortly. Give us a second. He's fixing that up, and then we'll let you know. Yeah. So those viewing, y'all should be able to hear him better now, cause we can hear him a lot louder. Coach, are you still there? Okay, all right, there we go. We hear you a lot better now. All right, so we're gonna go into red zone efficiency as your number two once again. Seems like that's a trend for you. You're always in the top five from offense to defense to red zone efficiency. You're at 86%. That's very high. That's a remarkable feature there to be at 86%. Seems like you get to the red zone and you guys find a way to get it done. Okay. Okay. Seems like somebody else is saying that they heard you, but now they can't hear you. Can you speak up a little bit louder, if you don't mind? And so let's see if they could hear you real fast. Okay. Well, that's fine. If they can't hear you, hopefully they can be able to replay this chat and they be able to replay you and hear you better. So we're gonna go into turnovers. You're leading the AFC with 34 in differential turnovers, and you barely give the ball away. So you gave the ball a total of 15 times, but you've taken it away 49 times. Like I said, you have a lot of ball hawks on defense, as we've seen it through the awards. So what do you guys do in practice? What fundamentals do you teach your players that makes you guys so effectively at to getting turnovers? Okay, okay, that's good. So this week you guys went into Houston and just demolished their fellow AFC South opponent with a 64-3 victory. What made you guys so effective in that game, and did you go into that game knowing you guys are gonna walk away with this, or was it the way the gameplay kind of unfolded as the game went away? Okay. Okay, that's good. So we see here you had a total yards of 560. You guys basically, holding on to 292. Once again, you led the turnover battles with 6-to-1 ratio. Um, so that seems to be an efficient, thing for you, and you had 100% when it came to the red zone, four attempts and 4 TDs, and you guys just demolished the time of possession. Seems to be a recipe for you all season, going back to most of your games, where you hold the time position and you win the red zone and you win the turnover differential, and it's been leading to victories for you. So next week you have I believe next week you play the Eagles. You guys, if you did any talk, are you giving the players a day off for having a 64 victory, or is it going to be another routine weekly practice every day? Okay. Okay. All right, well, Coach. So, what are your expectations this year? Last year you guys was a game away from making it to the Super Bowl. Are you, do you, I mean, I'm sure every coach reacts every year to Super Bowl aspirations. Do you see yourself making it back to the AFC Championship and finally getting over that hump? And what are your goals and how are you going to accomplish that? Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Coach, for your time. We greatly appreciate it. We look forward to seeing the results of the year. We're probably going to follow up with you and a few others at the weekly, for the yearly update. But we appreciate you coming onto the show. We look forward to hearing from you, and good luck next week against the Eagles. Should be probably most likely a game of the week. Um, We look forward to seeing you for the rest of the season, Coach. Have a great night. All right, that caps off the first official Romo Weekly updates and coach's interview. Um, Hit that subscribe button because this will be happening every advance. And everything else. We're gonna be continuing this every advance. So hit that subscribe button. Either follow at Mucker Boy Styles Away on YouTube or on the IG at Boba Styles Away. Once again, thank you to the Titans coach for getting on and doing the first Romo Weekly updates and coach interview. So the race we have 4 more games, fellas, to the race to finish. Well, officially 5 if you count this week to finish the season and see who's going to win the awards and who's going to claim that #1 spot and walk away with another Super Bowl. We was trying to get the legendary Packers coach on. He's won the last few awards in the Super Bowl. We're trying to get him on. He's undefeated right now, but we was unable to get him on tonight. So hopefully we'll maybe get him on next advance and just kind of get a few tidbits to see what his coaching tendency is and everything else like that. But once again, this is the Romo League official weekly update. Yours truly, Mucker Boy Styles Away. Thank you for watching. Signing out. Good looks. God bless. And hope everybody have a great night. Happy holidays from if we don't sing before Christmas. Because I'm not going to be playing on Christmas, my daughter's birthday, so that ain't happening. Enjoy, fellas.